Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ivy English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is the 1st of November, and we're on page 5 in your magazines, and we're starting the month off with a translation lesson. Here is part A, number 1.
好，今天我们有一个翻译的练习。我们看 A 题组的第一题。他说，越来越多公司允许员工在家里工作，这样他们就不一定要进办公室。那越来越多，这个当然是 more and more 公司最简单的就是 companies。然后呢，允许这个允许当然你可以用现在式，但是其实越来越多的公司在做这件事情，表示这件事情还在发展，还在进行当中，因为它越来越多嘛。所以在这种情况之下呢，其实最道地的英文的时态，其实应该你可以是用现在进行式，这个是最道地的，因为现在进行式表示这个事情在这段期间在发生当中，而且还没有结束，所以我就说 more and more companies are allowing， 那员工就是their employees， 他们的员工啊，那英文加一个 their 会比较清楚，是他们的允许他们的员工干嘛呢 ？To do something。那这个 to do something 这个 something 就是在家里工作。那在家里工作呢，英文其实有两种说法，一个可以说是 work at home 啊，另外一个是 work from home.
And what's the difference?
差别是在于这两个是，首先大家知道这两个是不一样的哈。Work at home 是指你工作地点主要是在家里啊，那通常让我们想到可能就是你是工作室啊，就在家里面，或者是你是老板，你自己开公司就在家里面。
It's a physical location of your body.
Yeah， 那个指的是你工作的地点是在家里面。但是 work from home 的话呢，通常是一种 arrangement，
right.
就是这个公司跟你讲好了，你可以在家里面做事情，但是你还是要跟这个公司报告。
Right,
yeah.
Because from means 从 or 由. That means that's your station. You are working from this station, from this point, and then communicating with someone else.Yeah，
所以例如说，这个你可能在走路的时候严重的跌倒啊，受了伤，暂时不方便，不良于行，那你可能跟公司讲说啊，当这段期间我可不可以 work from home？ 那公司可能说啊，可以啊，那这样子的话就是所谓的在家里工作 work from home。那在这里呢，我想比较适合的是 work from home， 因为他这里说是允许员工在家里工作，就是你不必每天来上班啊，你有的时候你可以在家里面做，所以这里呢是 work from home， 我觉得是比较合适的。所以我们前面半句就是 more and more companies are allowing their employees to work from home。 然后呢，后面还有一半句，他说这样他们就不一定要进办公室啊，他们不一定要进办公室。那这个当然有很多种方法，但是我那时候想到说，员工跟公司之间啊，就是有这样的一个安排，说你可以在家里面工作。那因此公司换句话说，就是给员工一个 option， 这个 option 就是你不一定要进办公室。啊，因为允许就是一种 option 嘛，啊，我给你这个 option， 所以我后面可以说啊 thus 就是这样的话加一个 thus 啊，这个 thus 不加也文法上也是没有问题，但是加了的话比较清楚，就是说公司允许员工 work from home， 那这样做的话 thus 就用分词构句 giving them the option of something 啊，给他们这样的一个选择，这个选择就是 not going into the office， 不必进办公室。
Thus is something like 如此一来。
Oh yeah, that's a good translation 啊，如此一来，那中文也是一样，各位发现中文这里放了一个如此一来，就语气就会顺很多。那我整句再念一次 More and more companies are allowing their employees to work from home, thus giving them the option of not going into the office.
Very good. Mine is somewhat similar, but my approach is slightly different as well.My translation is more and more companies are allowing their employees to work at home, so they don't necessarily need to come into the office every day. One more time. More and more companies are allowing their employees to work at or from home, so they don't necessarily need to come into the office every day.
好，那我们看到 Karen 老师他这里他直接用 work at home 啊，当然他其实我有看到他这个印出来，他上面也说可以讲 work from home。那在这里呢，我觉得其实用 work at home 也讲得通，因为这里其实讲得很清楚，是公司允许他的员工啊怎样怎样，所以你可以看得出来这是一个 arrangement。那因此你不一定要用 work from home 来表达这个 arrangement 的概念，你可以说直接用 work at home， 因为是公司允许你在家里工作。那就像刚刚一开始 Karen 老师讲的，这个 work at home 它原本最重要的意思就是它是指工作的地点是在家里，所以用 work at home 也没有问题，非常好。然后呢 so they don't necessarily need to， 这个就是他们不一定需要如何如何啊。那这个注意这种用法。那后面一样 come into the office every day， 那这个 Karen 老师还加了一个 every day， 那就是我刚刚讲的概念，因为这是一个 arrangement， 所以你不必每天进办公室，但是也许 at some point you still have to go to the office.
That's right. And it doesn't say that in the original, but it sounded like it was really missing something in the English if I didn't put it in. It just sounded like it was missing something. Yours sounds fine the way it is, but for mine, I kind of felt it needed to be added. So here's my translation again. More and more companies are allowing their employees to work at home or from home, so they don't necessarily need to come into the office every day. Here's the translation in our magazine. More and more companies are allowing their employees to work from home so that they don't necessarily have to go into the office.
好，所以呢，这个地方，杂志上的翻译啊，跟我跟 Karen 老师的翻译加起来都很像哈，就是我们各自它都有跟它重复的部分、重叠的部分，所以这个各位注意，我们杂志上也是用 work from home， 然后呢 ，they don't necessarily have to do something， 这是英文常见的一个 chunk。You don't necessarily have to do something.
Right. Think of how often you say 不一定 in Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's probably about as often as we say not necessarily in English.
好，所以中文里面我们常常讲不一定这样的，英文里面其实 not necessarily 也是很常见的。
Okay, number 2.
好，我们看第二题，他说远端工作的弹性对家中有小孩或长辈需要照顾的人而言有极大的帮助。好，那远端工作的弹性，那我们可以注意到这个显然我们需要一个形容词来表达远端工作的但是找不到这样的形容词，所以呢我们先讲弹性 the flexibility of something 然后呢远端工作这个远端要用哪一个字，其实在这种情况之下呢英文大概都是用 remote 这个字。
I think it's been standardized now. It probably came from English, and then that's how it was translated into Chinese.
有可能这是先有英文才有中文的远端。好，那像各位想 remote， 那其实各位想那个遥控器，你看电视那个遥控器就是 remote control， 就是用那个概念。
And also a remote island.
remote island 它是一个偏远遥远的一个岛屿所以 remote 这个字在这个状况之下已经成为惯用的用法例如说事实上你如果在网络上你常常可以看到他会谈到 companies with remote jobs 一样的概念，它 remote jobs 就是远远的，你不一定要到公司来，你可能在工作地点离公司可能很远它直接这样用了。
But we've mainly only had that since the age of the internet, because we were both around before there was an internet, and I just didn't hear about it that often. It was still possible. You could still communicate by phone. You could communicate by fax if it was in. There was a time when there wasn't a fax either, or just by using the postal system. So there were ways of doing it, but it's not nearly as common as now when every single person can do it, everyone who has an internet connection.
Yeah, 这个remote jobs 这个东西以前不是那么的常见因为以前这个通讯没有那么的方便那在有 internet 之前，在有这个 fax machine 之前，还是有这种工作，但是你要用邮寄的来交件沟通那比较慢，或者打电话。但是有了这个网际网络之后呢，现在其实 remote jobs 越来越常见那这个网络上面你看到很多人在讨论，因为有的公司现在用所谓跨国性公司，他的员工可能遍布好几个国家那所以大家用网络沟通反正很方便所以用这个 remote 这个概念所以我们可以说 the flexibility of working remotely 那就是 working remotely 就是在远端工作。然后呢这件事情 is 对谁来讲有很大的帮助，我们可以说 is a tremendous help， 就对谁来讲是很大的帮助。我们可以说它是 is a tremendous help to people，是什么样的人呢？ People who have children 有小孩，或者是长辈 elders 干嘛呢？需要照顾 to look after look after 就是照顾在家里面 at home， 所以我们可以说people who have children or elders to look after at home， 这就是在家里有长辈或小孩需要照顾的人。所以整句我再念一次， The flexibility of working remotely is a tremendous help to people who have children or elders to look after at home.
Good. Mine is quite similar. Here's my translation. The flexibility that working remotely provides can be a real boon to those with small children or elderly family members to take care of. Now, at first I thought of elderly parents, but it's not always parents who need care. It can be your grandparents. It could be a great uncle. It could be all kinds of people. Or, like in the case of somebody I know, it was somebody who worked as a cook in their house for many years. It was domestic help.
Wow.
I mean, it could be anybody like that. So family members, they're not necessarily in family, but usually they are. So here's my translation again. The flexibility that working remotely provides can be a real boon to those with small children or elderly family members to take care of. Now, boon is not boom. It's not B-O-O-M. Boom is a 拟声字, like boom. It's the sound of a bomb or something heavy dropping. Or a boom can also be a period of really rapid economic growth, an economic boom. There's a boom in the economy. But it's not boom with M. It's boon with N, and it means help.
好，所以呢，各位注意到这个 can be a real boom to， 这个是 B-O-O-N 啊，那它不是 B-O-O-M 啊 ，B-O-O-M 它可以表示炸弹，那个看漫画的时候炸弹爆炸，它这个 boom 哈，那 boom B-O-O-M 呢，它也可以表示一个突然之间快速的成长啊 ，economic boom。但在这个地方 B-O-O-N 呢就是好处，所以 can be a real boom to something 或 someone， 就是对这个人很有帮助的意思。那另外各位可以看到 Keros 这里用的是一个关系代名词的概念啊 ，the flexibility that working remotely provides， 就是你远端工作所能提供的这样的一个弹性，所以是用关系代名词的概念来表达这个概念。那另外呢，这个家里面有小孩或者是有长辈，这个长辈呢，你可以用 elderly family members 来表达，就是 elderly 就是年纪大的 family members 就是家里的成员，也就是长辈的意思。那 take care of 跟 look after 是一样的意思。
So one more time, the flexibility that working remotely provides can be a real boon to those with small children or elderly family members to take care of. And here's the translation in our magazine.The flexibility of working remotely is a great help to those who have children or elders to take care of at home.
好，那这个翻译呢，这个我的翻译跟它很像。好，那它这个地方它用的是 is a great help， 就是很大的帮助。那我用的是 tremendous help， 感觉起来稍微夸张一点啊，但是也可以比较强烈、比较准确的表达非常有帮助的意思。
So we're done with part A. Here we go with part B.
好，我们看看这个第二部分 B 题组的第一题，他说。网络充满了各式各样人们在闲暇之余能够上的线上课程。好，那网络上面，那我们当然就 the internet， 那充满了各式各样的什么东西？充满了，我们可以用 abounds with 啊，或者 abounds in 也可以啊。那我们所以大家都是充满的意思，所以我们说 the internet abounds with 啊，各式各样，我们可以说 all kinds of 啊，就表达好多好多什么你想到什么都有啊，各式各样的。所以 all kinds of， 然后呢，接下来是人们在闲暇之余能够上的线上课程，那也是一样，人们在闲暇之余能够上的这个修饰的这个词语呢，在中文里面放在线上课程前面，可是英文我们找不到一个或两个形容词可以表达这个意思，来放在名词的前面，所以我们就用关系代名词的概念。
I just want to ask a quick question. When you see 人们 in a Chinese sentence, does it sound just a bit unnatural? It sounds like a 课本 to me.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. 所以这个地方，这个人们有一点点哈，这个不是那么的自然哈，人们怎样啊？那事实上，我想这个应该有些办法可以把它避掉哈。不过大家可以考虑一下，就自己在使用中文的时候，或者你听到中文、看到中文的时候，其实你可以常常去想，这个词我是不是常常这样听，有这样用法？好，那尤其是这个人们在闲暇之余能够上哈，这个地方这人们在这里会让我有些不太一样的想法哈，感觉想要有一点生硬的感觉，但是我想我们知道它的意思啦，所以呢，我想这个地方我们就直接就说，找一个这个先把这个线上课程讲出来，所以我可以说 all kinds of online courses， 然后再想办法修饰这个线上课程。那我们可以用关系代名词，或者是你可以说这种 course 怎么样是 for someone to take， 就让人家可以去上的这个课啊，所以我们可以说 all kinds of online courses for people to take。就让人们可以上的课程，然后闲暇之余 in their leisure time， 就在他们的闲暇的时间啊。好，所以这个句子我们就可以这样翻译，我把我的翻译再念一次。The internet abounds with all kinds of online courses for people to take in their leisure time.
Very good. Here's my translation. The internet offers a multitude of different courses that people can take in their spare time. Or instead of multitude, you could use a fancier word that comes from Greek, which is plethora. 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 A plethora means lots and lots and lots of something. Multitude comes from Latin. That one is a bit more common. So we'll stick with that for now. The internet offers a multitude of different courses that people can take in their spare time. Well, here it is with plethora. The internet offers a plethora of different courses that people can take in their spare time. Now, since I've mentioned these two, you should always keep in mind the register of your speech. When you're speaking any language, the same is true of Chinese. If you speak with 知乎者也 in Chinese, people will kind of find you a bit weird and they'll think there's probably something wrong with you if you're always speaking too formally. Mm-hmm. That happens in every single language. And in English, you need to always pay attention to this. It depends on who your audience is. So if you're talking with somebody who probably doesn't have as much education, or they kind of look down on people who get too much education, maybe they're blue collar and they believe in hard work and masculinity and stuff like that, you need to be a little careful of the words you choose. It's become a political issue in the U.S., what is politically correct or what's appropriate. So don't use overly fancy words in the wrong situation. In speaking, you can use them less. You can use them sometimes in writing.
好，所以刚刚 Karen 老师他在谈到这里，首先我们注意到他 in their spare time 也是表示他们在闲暇的意思，闲暇时候的意思。好，然后呢，这个很多 Karen 老师用了两个字，一个是 a multitude of， 另外一个是 a plethora of。好，那各位要注意，这个 plethora 这个字稍微少见一点啊，它是比较正式，而且它是感觉起来是比较高级的字啊。那在这里，刚刚 Karen 老师其实告诉各位是一个很重要的概念，就是英文的智慧非常庞大，同样一个字，它会有很多种方法，很多个字可以表达，但是这些字不是完全一样的。每一个字都有它适用的时机，还有它的 register， 它的语域，语言的场域，很正式的字或者是不正式的字。那各位用的时候一定要注意，你如果在一个一般人家聊天的时候，你用了一些英文的大字的话，别人会觉得你好像在卖弄那种感觉。
For example, compare 很多很多 and 繁多。
Yeah。这个我们知道我看到好多人哦，但是你如果讲说这个外面呢有繁多的人群啊，这个当然这中文听起来就很怪，但是你用繁多或者是有众多的这外面有众多的人群，你就觉得干嘛？你在讲什么
？Exactly.
Yeah， 所以这个要注意，尤其在美国现在这个东西特别的敏感因为这个美国其实文化里面一直有一个所谓的反制传统。
Yes.Yeah，
那所以当一个人在不适当的场合想要表达，好像 show off 说，你看我认识这么多字，别人会觉得不舒服。那最近其实我在那个 Amazon 买了一本这个书，很好玩。
Which one？
那个名字 title 好像是 use the right word 之类的，但是他其实是告诉大家你要怎么样用准确的字，但他一开始第一章就告诉大家要小心在适当的场合才需要用这些字。平常的时候呢，你不需要那么精确的时候，不需要显示自己的程度的时候，你就不要乱显示。所以他在 introduction 就告诉你小心。好，所以呢，像 plethora 这种字你可以用，但是首先场合一定要用对。
Yeah. Right. And it's more appropriate for writing than it is for speaking. And I want to add one more thing, because Wesley will often say, well, in English this and in English that. And my answer is always, it's not just English.
Yeah.
Chinese is that way too. In fact, usually every single language is the same on this point. And I have just read an example from Chinese from about the 18th century, from around 1750, because I'm reading 儒林外史. And there is a situation where there's a young man, he's about 19 years old, and he loves to study. And so at first, the family around him and the people around him thought it was kind of cute. He loves to go and study poems in the temple every day. And, he used fancy language. At first, they thought it was cute. And then they thought he was kind of die.
这很有趣所以 Karen 老师他读儒林外史这个里面有一个故事，说大概有一个17、18岁的一个年轻人很喜欢读书。那一开始他家里人觉得说，不错他喜欢读书。
Right.
可是后来发现说，这个人一天到晚就把他读的东西拿出来用，
知乎者也。
那开始大家就觉得这个人好像有点呆，因为大家就会觉得说你好像食古不化那种感觉。
Right.
所以像 plethora 这种字，各位要记得要用的时候要注意。那我会这样提呢，是因为我其实碰到过一些学生他们很会背单字，所以背了一些很大的字，可是常常会在不适当的场合这个杀鸡用的牛刀
Exactly.
就用的很大的字，你就突然吓一跳，怎么这个字跑出来，你会觉得很不合适。所以这个是大家用字的时候要注意，就是英文有很多很棒的字，可是你要看场合如果说尤其在你通常说话的时候，你不需要用那些太长太大的字，因为这样子会让人觉得你好像在炫耀。
I will just give one more example. Last semester, a student showed me a short composition he had written for another class, and he asked me to give him feedback. And I said, your language is extremely ornate. Can you just say it as simply as possible? Make it very, very simple and correct. That's good enough. That ornate language will put readers off. We get lost in the language, we miss the content.
ornate 就是这个修饰很精美的那种感觉，很华丽的那这种 通常语言如果太过华丽的话，反而人家会太注意你的语言，就会忘记你的 content 是什么啊。所以这个很多其实国外的写作的书也是跟大家讲，最重要就是用简单的字，因为你如果目的是沟通的话，用简单的字最有效果。
That's right, and I think he took it to heart.
好，就是他有接受这样的一个，就是 Karen 老师那位同学、那位学生，他有接受这样的一个意见。
Okay, it's time to look at the translation in our magazine, and here it is. The internet is full of various online courses that people can take in their spare time.
Various 用来表示各式各样的，强调各个不一样。好，那我们来
And full of is very, very 口语。
full of 所以这个 the internet is full of 什么什么，这非常的口语的一种用法。
Now we can go on.
OK， 那我们来看看这个第二题哈，他说这些课程不仅提供教学影片，甚至会有老师批改学生们的线上作业。好，那这些课程 these courses 不仅提供教学影片啊，那提供当然你可以用 provide， 但是呢，这个另外一个概念就是你有了这个课程，它随之而来的或者它附带有什么东西，所以我用 come with 这个片语来表达这样的一个意思。所以我说 these courses not only come with teaching videos 啊，就是这个教学的影片 ，but they even 他们甚至于有老师 ，they even have teachers 甚至于有老师。然后呢，批改 correcting 批改，那学生们的线上作业，那我可以说因为 correcting 批改后面我觉得跟作业这个连结性蛮强的，所以我先讲作业 correcting online assignments， 然后呢为学生改 for their students 啊，那 assignments 可以加 s 好，那如果你要用 homework 的话就不可以加 s。But
I have to mention something that I only learned recently.A colleague that I know over Facebook, I haven't met him in person, but he's kind of, high profile in linguistics. And he mentioned student homeworks. Now, he teaches syntax in the U.S., and he's a native speaker. I said, homeworks? And then he says, yeah, that's normal. That's the way everybody says it. Now I said, what? So we did a little survey over my Facebook profile, and people were divided. A lot of university professors who teach undergrads now think it's okay.
所以呢，在美国现在已经有很多人开始在用 homeworks 加 s 这样的一个用法。那 Karen 老师说，他第一次看到这种用法的时候，是一个很有名的学者他是这个
研究句法的，
研究英语句法的，在美国教书的一个美国教授。他讲 homeworks。I
go what?
Yeah， 结果Karen 老师就问他说：“你这为什么讲 homeworks？” 他说：“现在大家都这样讲，很常见的。”
And I found that the people who supported it were mostly teachers of undergraduates.So they've heard young people say it, but people in the same age group who don't teach undergraduates at a university, they rejected it. They said, no way.
所以这个很有趣啊，就是现在在美国呢，已经有很多人开始觉得，homeworks 可以加 s 了，有这种用法，但是还是有一些人这个他觉得 homework 是不对的那这个而且是属于多数。那这个是语言在转变的时候一个很有趣的现象其实各位如果喜欢看这种东西的话，像那个 American Heritage Dictionary， 他们有一个 usage panel， 他们每隔一段时间就会去问卷发给那些高教育程度的这个人知识分子问他们说这样用你觉得对不对？然后你会发现数字里有很明显的变化就是也许有些用法在几年前大家只有 20% 人说这个我可以接受，可是过了一段时间之后现在 70% 80% 人觉得可以接受了。
Just like often should have been often.
Yeah， 所以这个是很常见的。
Okay, here's my translation. The courses are taught through teaching videos, and in some cases, the teachers will even mark online assignments. Now, teaching videos is a compound. It's not teaching videos. 我不是在教影片，是教学影片的意思。And I also added a bit of meaning, saying in some cases, because there are a lot of online courses that do not include a teacher marking your homework. So I felt it was necessary to add that.My sentence again is the courses are taught through teaching videos, and in some cases, the teachers will even mark online assignments.
好，所以 are taught through 就是透过什么来教透过这个 teaching videos 来教。然后呢 Karen 老师利用 in some cases， 这个在中文里面好像没有，但是其实概念在里面因为中文讲说甚至有一些，换句话说不是所有的，只有一些，所以我们可以把这个意思把它用 in some cases 把它强调出来，把它标示出来。那同时呢，各位注意到批改作业 Karen 老师用的是 mark 这个动词这个 mark assignments 到 mark 当然它这个就是表示批改，然后给成绩等等的。
That's right. The reason I don't say correct is especially for essays, it's not like you're making it into the only correct version. 你是提供意见而已. So marking is a little more general.
批改比 correct 还要更 广泛一点，因为 correct 好像只是你错的我帮你改成对的，好像是有个标准答案的情况之下可以用 correct。好，那用 mark 在这里其实比较合适。好 ，mark 的话，例如说这个批改你的 essay、你的散文、你的这个问答题、你的作业，好，这个用 mark 啊，它因为 mark 就可以有批跟改那种感觉在里面。
In addition, in America, we usually say grades, 成绩, but in Britain, they often say marks, so keep that in mind. Here's the translation in our magazine. These courses not only provide teaching videos, but there are even teachers who will correct students' online assignments, and that's a nice translation.
Yeah, 这甚至于有老师 who will correct 啊，这个 students online assignments 这个地方用的是关系代名词的概念啊，有老师干嘛呢？ Who will correct students assignments?
And that's it for today. Please tune in